everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about how I made my first $100,000 in my first year of real estate and how I built my entire business in the city of Toronto. Let me preface this by saying I built my entire business on rentals. I did this because I moved to Toronto, I had no sphere of influence here, I didn't know many people, and the best way for me to meet new people and meet new contacts was to do rental. So let me break down why I think doing rentals is so important as a new realtor here in the city of Toronto. Number one, you are gonna build your database. If you're new to a city, you don't know many people in that city and you need to go out there and meet as many people as possible. You wanna start filling your database with everyone and anyone. Listen, most top producing agents, they don't want to do rentals. When they get rental listings, they don't want to go there every day and show that property. So the best thing you can do is find these top producing realtors at your office, see if they have any rental listings available or anybody at your office has any rental listings available, and offer to help show that unit, promote that unit on any of your social or any way you can to really get yourself some free leads that are rental leads. And the reason you're doing this is because you're building your database full of clients that will one day buy from you. Not to mention they will refer you to their friends and family if you treat them like you treat our sale clients. Which brings me to the second reason why I think rentals are so important for a new agent. You get to learn your area and become an expert in that area while making money. Some of the advice I got from top producing realtors when I was a new realtor was to go and familiarize myself with the area. So I work downtown Toronto. I wanted to be familiar with all the buildings, where the amenities were in each building, and lock boxes were located, so that down the road, when I have an expensive buyer client, I look like the because I am. Remember, you want to be the expert in your area. You want to know your area like the back of your hand, the streets, the buildings, which houses are for sale, what's sold in the area, if you're selling condos, where the amenities are, where the lock boxes are. And what better way to do this than by making money? For example, I work in the downtown core of Toronto. Because I was out in my first couple of years with rental clients all of the time, I can tell you in every condo downtown where the lock boxes are located, where the amenities are in each building, and I even know a lot of the concierge by first name. And let me explain the importance of this to you. I'm not saying that rental clients are less important than buyer clients because that's just not the case. However, because I was in these buildings time and time again with rental clients, I now know these buildings like the back of my hand. So because I have so much practice and understanding of these buildings, when I get the opportunity to work with the $1.5 to $5 million buyer looking at that penthouse unit, I walk into the building, I know the concierge by first name and he knows me or she knows me. I know where the lock boxes are. So that buyer client has already so much confidence in me because I walked in there like the expert that I am. So to wrap up point two, all I want to get across is that you can actually make money with rental clients all while familiarizing yourself with your farm area, and I can't think of a better way to do that. This brings me to point number three, and this one's pretty obvious. Renters turn to buyers. Let me prove this to you. One lesson I learned when I was brand new in the business is you can never ever judge a person by their budget or what they're looking for, and I'll give you an example of this. I had a client of mine and I was doing real estate for about 2 years at this point, and their budget was super low. They were students and they were looking for basement apartments in areas that I didn't want to go to, and I almost dismissed this client, but I always told myself that I would treat every client, regardless of price or where they're looking, the exact same as a buyer client. So I did just that. I took this client out, we saw a bunch of places. She ended up getting a basement apartment for $1,300, okay? Fast forward a year and a half. I get a call from her father, who turns out to be a very high up person, executive at CIBC in Ottawa. He calls me and he said, "Dave, listen, you're the only realtor that reached out to my daughter when she was in need of a rental, and I appreciate that more than you know. I have 3 kids that are all going to school in Toronto, and instead of me paying rent, I want to buy each of them a condo." So that $1,300 a month rental turned into almost $3 million of real estate transactions. What I want to say to you is to never dismiss a rental client. You don't know their potential, and again, you also have the opportunity of a lifetime. When you're working with rental clients, you get to see all of their finances. That doesn't happen very often. So don't forget, you're able to turn these renters into buyers much sooner if you understand their actual financial situation at that current moment. Whether they're looking in 1 year, 2 years, or actually immediately, regardless, renters do turn to buyers. The last point I want to hit home here is that as a realtor, you should not be doing these rentals for that $500, $600, $700, $800 paycheck. That's not the point of rentals. It's the long game that you're looking for here. You want to keep in contact with these people. Make sure you keep them in your database and are frequently reaching out to them because again, you want to stay top of mind when they do start to look to buy. This brings me to point number 4. referrals, and Google reviews. To expand on renters turn to buyers, renters also have referrals. That's why I want to reiterate the point that treat every renter as you would a buyer. If you show that person that you actually care about them and you care about that transaction and it's not just a quick dollar for you, that goes a long way. Most people think that we work for free on the renting side or have no idea how much money we make, but they know it's not a lot. And if you can show them that you genuinely care and maybe working for a little money, when their friends or family go look to buy, guess who they're gonna be calling? You. To expand on this, as a new realtor, you're trying to build your own brand and create brand awareness for yourself. What better way than to work with multiple clients and begin to build your Google reviews or your Facebook reviews or your brand awareness online? Number 5, you're going to familiarize yourself with how to speak to clients and also familiarize yourself with the documents in terms of a real estate transaction. If you feel comfortable with these documents, it's really gonna show when you come to that buyer client and you know exactly what you're doing in terms of that real estate document. Communicating with people doesn't always come natural to everybody. Some people are more introverts and they don't like speaking to other people. So again, what better way than to make money all while talking and learning how to communicate with people that you don't know and that you've just met for the first time. One thing I want a lot of realtors to know, especially new realtors, is that don't be nervous around your clients. Just treat them like you're hanging out with your friend for the first time. And one thing that a lot of realtors forget is that most people don't have as much of an understanding as the real estate world as you do. Even if you know just a little bit, I can promise you, you know more than the average person. So just because you're new, don't be scared to talk about the real estate world. Give them little points and insiders. To wrap up this point, just get out there, talk to people, meet new clients, get new connections. It's gonna take you a long way, I promise that. And this brings me to my last point. You're going to meet and work and familiarize yourself with all local realtors in your farm area. This point is so underrated and nobody talks about this. If you're in a rental transaction, it's a little more lenient than most of the buying and selling transactions. However, when you're working with the listing agents, you're building a relationship with that person. Be nice to them, be friendly with them, be very professional with them. If they see that your documents are organized and your documents are filled out correctly, everything is labeled right, and you hand them a clean offer, that goes a lot further than you think. And just remember, if you handle this transaction well and professionally, say in a year or two down the line, when you now are in a multiple offer situation or a bidding war, and guess who the listing agent is? Well, it's the friend you did a rental with who knows that you're a true professional. Because they have a past relationship with you, they may either offer up a little more advice or a little more insight than other realtors, and they're likely to communicate very clearly with you because again, they have a working relationship with you from the past and they know that you're a professional. So to wrap that up, real estate relationships with other realtors are crucial in this industry to get your clients further. So to wrap all this up, this is how I made $100K in my first year. It's not rocket science, I promise. It just comes down to straight numbers. Offer any realtor you see online to take their rental leads because they likely don't want them anyways. Add those people to your database and always stay in contact with them. So again, this is how I made my first $100,000 in my first year of real estate because I was doing upwards of 8 to 10 leases per month. Think about it. The average rent in Toronto, Ontario at least, is about $2,000. So that's around $1,000 commission for you. That equals over $100,000 a year. Again, I want to hit home the point that these rentals are not a short game plan, they're a long game. You want to be taking out people that can be buying in the future. You want to be keeping in contact with these people. And I know as we come out of the real estate school, some of us are in debt, looking to pay off some of those bills we've incurred from the real estate courses. And what better way to do that than going and showing condos or houses in your area and getting paid for it, meeting new people, building relationships, meeting other realtors. These are all key and crucial aspects to your success as a realtor in your first year. All in all, I'm more than happy to help any individual realtor that wants to reach out to me and ask how I made my 100K in my first year, or ask the systems that I have in place to really keep track of all these rental leads and make sure that they are being stayed in contact with. And let me leave you with the best words of advice that I got from my broker of record right now. Do you want to have a big year or a big career? Think about that. These rentals are a long game, not a short game. Hey everybody, I just want to take a quick second to say if you're enjoying my YouTube channel, please drop a comment below, let me know what you're thinking, and don't forget to subscribe.